Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fields here at Southern Virginia University for your women's soccer matchup between your Southern Virginia Knights and the Wasps of Emory and Henry. Going to be a good game today. Both teams really having a pretty good season so far. The Wasps of Emory and Henry coming off a win against Randolph 2-1. The Knights having already played Randolph earlier this season, also with the same result, a 2-1 victory. So we should expect a pretty even matchup today. I'm joined here today by Nash Jones. What can we expect from the game today, Nash?
You know, last game, the Knights came off of a tough loss to Salisbury. Very defensive game that game, and I think we can expect to see the same thing from the Knights, playing very great defense this year. And I honestly think the defense is going to be key in this game. I'm pretty excited to see what the Knights have in store for us today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. Both teams not particularly high-scoring games. They've had a couple of games where they've done really well. The Knights obviously with a 9-0 win over Potomac State College a couple of weeks ago. But really the Wasps of Emory and Henry, not an incredibly high-scoring game. They had one against William Peace, 4-0. Aside from that, they've had a couple of shutouts, really. A shutout against Milligan, Greensboro, Brevard, and Ferrum. The Knights also getting shut out against Ferrum. So they have had a couple of common opponents. I do think you're right, though. The defense is really going to be what sets the tone for today. Both teams really not incredibly high-scoring offenses. That's not to say high tempo, high pace, and keep the pressure on. But really, the defense does kind of dictate a lot of the play so far. So should be an interesting matchup.
I think we can see a great game, too, from Allie Rigby, the Knights' leading scorer this year with 5 goals. She's done a great job this season. Also, we'll see a great game from Taylor Mercer, who's been doing really well this year. She has 7 points this year. Am I right there?
I believe so, yeah. 3 goals, 1 assist. Also been a brilliant offensive leader for the Knights. I think a couple other players to look out for. Clarissa Barton, without a goal this season. However, she's responsible for 3 assists for the Knights, and also her presence is almost always felt in the attacking third. Even if she's not directly responsible for a goal, she's always the one to set it up. Does a really good job getting up and down the sideline and setting up a lot of teammates like a Taylor Mercer and Allie Rigby there to finish it. So Wasp definitely need to look out for a couple of Knight players tonight. Cora Jewell in the midfield as well. Definitely the midfield presence for the Knights. And as always, I think Clarissa Barton up the sideline and Ann Powell, particularly in the defensive backfield, does a really good job controlling the play and not letting anything through. She's very quick. So as we begin kickoff here now, we'll see how both teams adjust in the first couple of minutes. Wasp trying to bring the ball down the sideline. Knights steal it away, moving upfield. Should be noted, the Knights usually do have a pretty controlled style of play. Usually not too crazy on the counterattacks or anything. But the Wasps make a good move into the field, get past Ann Powell with the first shot on goal. Sails just wide of the post. Meredith Ouellette watching that one go out just outside the post. Knights almost getting caught off guard within the first 45 seconds.
I think we can see a great game, too, from Meredith. She did really well last game, only holding Salisbury to 1 goal, which was early in the game. It was very tough, but she did awesome throughout that whole entire game back there in the goal.
Yeah, really, and the 1 goal in a pretty tough situation, had to choose to come off her line, did so, and unfortunately maybe wasn't in the right position. Easy to say on film, but at the time, really not played poorly. And it looks like we have a corner kick for the Wasps. Corner comes in, long kick, sails behind the post. We'll have a goal kick for the Knights. Corner goes largely not much of a threat. That is an area where the Knights have probably struggled a little bit this season. They do give up a few more corners than perhaps some other teams do that they play, but not letting that one go. Clarissa Barton regains possession down the sideline. Turns looking for a drop into the defense. Pass back to Barton. Knights doing a good job working in the middle, then trying to play it out to the side. Ball goes out for a Knights throw-in.
Knights doing a really good job of getting those small passes, not trying to force anything really. Doing a great job with possession. Overall, just great start to a game.
Yeah, both teams with a pretty controlled style of play. I don't think we'll see any crazy counters or incredibly fast pace. Both teams really trying to keep the tempo in control, maintain possession, and work it upfield rather than just go over the top like we saw quite a bit in the Salisbury game against the Knights the other day. And Powell trying to find a pass down the sideline, unable to do so. Kicks it out for a Wasps throw-in. Ball goes in over the top, and I believe we'll have an offsides penalty against the Wasps. Wasps move the ball upfield, trying to find the player in the center. Maybe looking for a cutting run through there, and the striker not totally aware of it. Meredith Willett able to just scoop that one up. Taylor Mercer regains possession for the Knights. Great 1-2 passing there between Cora Jewell. Oh, and the ball gets into the open field. Unfortunately, right into the hands of the goalie, Kayla Wright.
As I said before, the Knights doing a great job working that ball, keeping control of it, getting so close right there, getting close to the goal, just unable.
Finishing is quite a tough part, but it's good to see the Knights already within the first 5 minutes getting a pretty good attacking possession. Kelsey Horner moving down into the corner for the Wasps. Trying a couple different moves. Looks like we have Kira Tolbert able to pull that one away from her. Both teams really trying to just find possession. It seems like neither team really settling down too much here. A couple of good opportunities either way. Meredith Willett with another long kick downfield. Cyan Smith regains possession for the Knights. There we see Allie Rigby trying to put a couple of moves on and get past some of the Wasp midfielders. And this is a good job from the Knights, not just clearing the ball out too fast, but trying to work it back upfield. Sometimes when you get deep down into the defensive third, you can kind of feel the pressure, and sometimes you just kick it over the top. But good job there, working it up the sideline, finding a couple easy passes, and continuing to go. Looks like we'll have a corner kick for the Wasps. A little bit of confusion. The Knights seem to want the goal kick on that one. And already 2 corners for the Wasps. Again, an area that the Knights have definitely struggled a little bit, give up a few more corners than they would have liked.
Wasps hoping to have a better corner kick from the first corner kick of the game, sailing high and out of bounds.
Meredith Willett tries to punch it, unfortunately not able to do so. Comes down with it now, though. Rolls the ball out to Clarissa Barton as she moves upfield. Does a good job shielding off the opponent. Kira Tolbert able to clear that out. Taylor Mercer finds Cora Jewell, plays it down into the corner. Clarissa Barton out on that wing again. Very dangerous opportunity here for the Knights. Plays it smart. Working well with Allie Rigby there, looking for Cora Jewell in the center. Rigby comes out with it again. Knights not able to keep possession. Looks like we have Isabel Swafford just clears that one out for the Wasps there.
Knights really need to capitalize here on this possession, hoping to get the first goal of the game.
Yeah, really, because that just helps so much with the momentum. You score 8-9 minutes in, the other team just starts to feel the pressure early. Great interception there by the Knights. Possession given away. We'll have an offside penalty against the Knights.
Knights putting a lot of pressure here on the Wasps here early in the game, letting the Wasps feel pressure. Hopefully that pays off here in the start of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see the Knights going back to their strong suit. You saw Clarissa Barton get the ball down in the corner and try to work with Allie Rigby, Cora Jewell a little bit there, get a little triangle passing and work it in. Not able to do so on that one. I'm sure we'll see that more in the future, though, from the Knights. Oh, the Wasps looking for a through ball. Ann Powell able to get a foot on that one and just barely come out with a possession there. A great anchor for the Knights on that defensive line. Wasps try to play the ball deep down over the back line of the Knights. Meredith Ouellette will just scoop that one up. Plays it out to Clarissa Barton. Wasps quickly take the throw in. Try to work the ball into the center. Taylor Mercer comes out with it for the Knights. Ooh, you can see the Knights looking for that ball down the sideline. Had a lot of space over there. Ball ends up in Kayla Wright's hands, and she clears it downfield.
Not seeing a whole lot of contact this game. Last game against Salisbury, the Knights and the Seagulls were kind of going at it. There were a lot of bodies on the floor. This so far, not seeing a whole lot of contact, just a little bit there.
Yeah, definitely very different styles of play. Ooh, Clarissa Barton trying to get the ball deep into the corner again. Yeah, as you mentioned, there's definitely a lot less contact. We saw both teams much more composed and controlled styles so far in the first 10 minutes. I think maybe as the game goes on, we may see the contact pick up just a little bit, but really both teams content to play a little bit of pressure back and not particularly aggressive. Throw in rolls off the end line. It'd be a Wasps goal kick. Kayla Wright, the Wasps goalkeeper, definitely their #1 choice for goalkeeper. She's started in 6 different games. Wasps trying to find a player for the throw-in. Quick pressure there by Allie Rigby.
Like I said, Allie Rigby, she's gonna be a key factor here in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. You can already see her and Taylor Mercer working in the center pretty well, trying to find just anything they can in the center. Clarissa Barton doing really well out on that sideline as well. Mercer takes the ball into the middle of the field. See her looking for another pass there. Doesn't connect on that one, but the Knights retain possession. Great 1-2 passing there. Isabel Swafford kicks that out for the Wasps, and it'll be a Knights throw in. Kayla Fairbanks throws that in, trying to find Clarissa Barton in the center again. We'll have another Knights throw in. Cora Jewell finds a pass out on the wing. Great move there. Oh, and then the reverse effect. Little broken ankles on the first play, and then a quick step on the ball, and that'll end the run quickly. Nice drop it back to Meredith Ouellette. Wasps trying to settle, trying to find another player. Knights doing a good job keeping pressure on. They've done a wonderful job maintaining possession so far. First 13 minutes of the game. Ooh, there's your first collision of the game right there, Nash. Kayla Fairbanks trying to run hips with number 5 Grayson Bars of the Wasps. Ref definitely elects to give a free kick on that one.
The Knights trying to show who's boss here early in the game.
Yeah, really not a dangerous play. There's contact that's allowed. You're allowed to run shoulders like that, but I think the women definitely prefer to collide in the hip region, and that can make it difficult. Knights having a hard time clearing the ball out. Ball stays in. Another cross into the center. Plays to the back post. Knights still yet to clear the ball. Ball just bouncing around in the box. Dangerous opportunity here for the Wasps. There's a shot on goal, and it looks like it sails wide left, a little bit high as well. Dangerous for the Knights there. You don't want to see the ball bouncing around in the box too much. Any ricochet can really be hard to predict where it's going.
Yeah, the Knights need to be careful down there. Having a lot of the Wasp players filling the box, unable to get that ball cleared out. They were lucky to have that shot go over the goal.
Yeah, really, the Wasps not with any particularly aggressive shots, but the longer the ball stays in there, the more pressure the Knights feel, so they do a good job of releasing it there. Ball looking in for another cross. Wasps take another shot, and it goes over. Well over the crossbar there. Ball's bouncing just a little bit. That makes it much more difficult to shoot, but that was still well over the crossbar there. No danger for Meredith Ouellette. Have a Knights throw in about 40 yards up the field.
It was a great throw in there by Meredith.
Taylor Mercer looking for a sideline pass there. Allie Rigby able to come out with the ball, looking for Clarissa Barton up the sideline. Plays it just a little bit behind her. Knights maintain possession. Barton on the ball still. Great ball over the top, looking for Barton in the corner again. Comes out with the ball, looking for a cross into the center. Plays it to Mercer, who's looking to lay it off. Nobody there for the Knights. Cora Jewell takes a shot. That'll sail wide of the net.
As you can see, the Knights are doing a really good job of doing that 1-2 passing. Setting up, it's kind of like a triangle. They're passing it in, getting that ball out, having them sneak back around. And I think that's going to pay off for the Knights here.
Absolutely.
At some point in time in the game.
Absolutely. That's one of the most dangerous formations in soccer. Obviously working out well for the Knights. They're not able to come off with the shot they wanted. Looks like they will be referring back to that, though, as we have a substitution under the field. Christina Amin for the Wasps. Ball ricochets around. Looks like Clarissa Barton may come out with the ball again deep in the corner for the Knights, trying to find someone in the center. Allie Rigby trying to open up. Ball's played in Cora Jewell. Looking for the shot on the left foot. Unable to do so. Knights retain possession, though. Long shot from a ways out, and it sails just over the crossbar. Knights putting a lot of pressure on that keeper, Kayla Wright.
That was a good shot there. About a 25, 30-yard shot. Just barely going over the crossbar.
Might be trying to catch the keeper off guard there. Unable to do so on that one. Kayla Wright, an experienced goalkeeper for the Wasps, a senior out of Franklin County, Virginia.
Knights are going to look here to get as many shots off as they can, using that sun in the goalkeeper's eyes to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be addressed as well. The sun, a huge advantage for the team attacking that goal in the first half. Knights are really doing a good job keeping the pressure on, just challenging Kayla Wright anytime that they can, even from 30 or more yards. Clarissa Barton comes out on a bad pass from one of the Wasp defenders. Taylor Mercer trying to just get it through a couple of the last two defenders there, unable to do so. Rolls into the hands of Kayla Wright again. That's about the fourth or fifth time she's gotten the ball in the last couple of minutes, keeping her very active on her back line there.
Clarissa Barton doing a great job. She's a big hustler. It seems like she never stops running.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's doing a great job here for the Knights, getting that ball back, getting the ball back down deep in the corner, and setting up those passes down crossing the middle. As you can see here, she's hustling down the field. She wants that ball.
Yeah, in a foot race against one of the Wasp defenders. Skylar Wall having a tough time keeping her there. Freshman from Suffolk, Virginia. You see both teams, as they get it into the defense, the Knights definitely having a much more successful time working it back up into the midfield. You see Kayla Fairbanks there, able to get the possession back for the Knights, but then nowhere to go with it and just kicks it out of bounds. Number 25, Kelsey Horner, to take the throw in. Looks like Kayla Fairbanks kick it off of a Wasp attacker there, and it'll roll out for another Knights goal kick.
Kayla Fairbanks, freshman from Santan Valley, Arizona, coming from Coombs High School.
Knights unable to work it back into the strikers. Allie Rigby putting pressure on. And Powell clearing that out of the defense. Wasps really trying to work the ball down into the center to get a shot so far. And Powell on the back line for the Knights doing a really good job not allowing anything through. Ball gets through here, but really no danger for Meredith Ouellette. See the substitution, Christina Amin, though, working hard up there. Getting involved early, even in the first couple minutes. Barton on the ball again, dribbling down into the corner. Trying to find someone in the center, pass maybe just a little bit behind Kylie Auger there. Not quite on the same page. Cordial able to come out with it, cuts back, looking for a sideline pass. Trying to get the ball into that other corner. Wasps come out with possession, play the ball upfield. Jewel finds Barton down in the corner again, and she makes yet another run. Finds Allie Rigby in the middle. Barton back on the ball again, trying to find someone to really get it into. She's done a great job possessing for the Knights, but a hard time getting to that next level. Kayla Fairbanks putting a stop there, but the Wasps able to clear that one out momentarily.
As we said earlier, Clarissa Barton, she's the leading assist leader on the Knights team. We're going to see her a lot down there in the corner, hoping to get those crosses into the middle, setting up Allie Rigby.
We'll definitely have a foul there. Kira Tolbert hits the ground on a little bit of a shoulder there from one of the Wasp attackers. It's like number 19, Ashley Love, for the Wasps. Free kick for the Knights. Cyan Smith plays the ball upfield. Wasps come out with possession. Long cross into the middle. No danger there for Ouellette. Barton drops the ball back. Great job by the Knights again, using that triangle passing. You can see Allie Rigby moves off into the side, and then Barton moves into the center. You can see him switch back now, but that's a team that knows what they're doing position-wise, formation-wise. A great spacing there by the Knights to continue to maintain the width of the field. Very difficult to do.
Yeah, you're right. Knights not really looking to get those long, deep passes, those 30, 40-yard passes, just looking for those, 5, 10-yard passes.
Yeah, definitely more dangerous. Has worked for them in the past, so I'm sure they're continuing to try to maintain that strategy. Wasps with the quick counter here, trying to find another opportunity deep in the corner. Breaks into the center. trying to find a cross into the middle, and does so. Ends up in the back of the net. Ouellette unable to get across to the far post. Number 20, Christina Amin, the substitution just entering the game a few minutes ago, the senior from Sweetwater, Tennessee, able to put one in the back of the net against the Knights.
Yeah, Knights unable just to guard that little 2-on-1. Wasp doing a great job passing that back into the middle and just getting Meredith to come out of her line a little bit.
Yeah, so tough there for the Knights. Looked like Kira Tolbert having a hard time running shoulders down the sideline there. And unfortunately, attacker able to just get the cross in, work the ball across, and almost too easy there. Meredith Ouellette doing a good job being on the front post, but really difficult to try to get all the way to the back post there. Not able to do so. Christina Amin just putting that one right in the back of the net. As we have a substitution under the field, number 23, Maddie Monson, senior from Blair, Nebraska.
Maddie being a second-year transfer from Iowa Western Community College.
Wasp definitely favoring that far sideline as they've had a little bit of success now. So they get a goal here with about 30 minutes gone in the first half. Ouellette not able to get it over the Wasp attacker there. Knights maintain possession, trying to kick it off to earn a throw-in. Unable to do so. See a little bit more contact and another cross in right into Ouellette's arms. Again, though, Christina Amin doing a really good job for the Wasps, playing that center line, trying to just get any cross she can. Knights looking for a good through ball there. Just a little bit too far. Kayla Wright comes deep off her line, almost out to the 18, and just clears it well out the sideline. We'll have number 5, Alyssa Winterton, enter the game, junior from Charlottesville, Virginia. Another really strong presence from the Knights, not particularly statistically, but she does a really good job in the midfield and in the defense as well. Kind of plays that center defensive mid type of role. Does a really good job in maintaining the possession for the Knights, not allowing it to get into the back line, but also very good on the ball.
Yeah, I think we can expect to see a lot from this substitution from Alyssa.
Taylor Mercer trying to get the ball back into the center. Earns a corner kick for the Knights there.
Knights hoping to finish off of this corner kick. As you can see, Allie Rigby, she's down there right next to the goalie.
Emory and Henry putting 3 people on the box. See the cross come in. Middle of the box. Cora Jewell connects with it, but it sails just over the crossbar. Cora Jewell, the intended target there, gives a thumbs up. Definitely a very dangerous cross in there from Taylor Mercer. Great job by the Knights there, finding their target player. Couple of players on her there, but she still manages to get ahead on the ball.
Yeah, Knights do a great job off of that corner kick, just barely missing that top crossbar.
So hard to try to get those down when the ball's coming in like that and try to just hit it onto the ground, but almost able to do so.
Yeah, it's also kind of tough for her. She's looking right into the sun. Can't really see the ball that well, but still does a great job adjusting to that. Getting a good shot, though.
Allie Rigby and Clarissa Barton working together well there. Finds Taylor Mercer in the center. Looking for Allie Rigby. Gets the ball through. Looking for a shot, Rigby. Comes back around with a left-footed shot. Deflects off a Wasp defender. Finds Barton on a drop. She cuts back into the middle, looking for a shot with her left foot. Takes a ricochet. The Knights maintain possession. Long shot there from the Knights will sail well over the crossbar and a little bit wide as well. That's what you like to see, though, from the Knights. Keep that pressure on. Keep playing aggressive.
Allie Rigby doing a great job down there, too, inside the goalie's box. Just unable to get that shot off, just ricocheting off one of the Wasp defenders.
Wasps again with a long ball, trying to find one of their strikers in the front. Great job by the Knights midfield, coming back and getting the ball back for them. Looking for a through ball down the field. Mercer running for it. It's like Wright coming off her line, clears it downfield. Open goal for the Knights, trying to get the ball back down, unable to do so. Kara Tolbert there on a good possession, trying to find another pass. Plays it up to Mercer again, looking for a through ball. Great pass from her. Knights attacking, get a left-footed shot, and it sails just left of the post. Great connection there with Mercer, though.
That was a great through ball there. Mercer just unable.
Cyan Smith coming up from the midfield, doing a good job connecting with Mercer there. Unable to finish, as the Wasps definitely put some pressure on her there. A great left-footed shot, just a little bit wide of the post. Barton runs onto the deflected pass. Wright comes out for the ball in a collision with Barton. Rigby comes out with the possession for the Knights, trying to find a pass. A little bit of a push there, but legal, and results in a throw in for the Wasps.
That's just tough. Knights were just unable to get that through ball. Clarissa Barton doing a great job of hustling down there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing you can definitely say about the Knights players. They are hustlers. They get downfield. They know where to be. Great through ball into Mercer again, just a little bit too far. You can see him just so close to it now. Really wanting that. Mercer doing a good job letting the ball run through, but this turf, the ball just rolls real quick, and so if the pass isn't right on, Kayla Wright definitely going to be able to scoop that one up.
Kayla Wright getting her hands on the ball a lot this half. But that Knight's doing a great job getting the ball down there, putting pressure on top of her.
Yeah, she's really had to earn her job. Looks like we'll have a substitution, number 26, McCall Jensen, entering the field for Taylor Mercer. McCall Jensen, another player for the Knights, has done a really good job maintaining possession. Does a really good job with her back to goal, getting the ball, trying to find someone to lay it off on either side. So far, as we've seen from the Knights, really good attack strategy for them. A couple of through balls there. So close for him, unable to finish, but the pressure is definitely there against the Wasps. Ball getting kicked around a little bit by both teams. Knights clear it out.
Knights not really needing to change anything. Doing a great job here in the first half.
Yeah, with the exception of the one breakdown really in defense, Knights doing a pretty good job keeping the Wasps at bay. Wasps cross the ball into the center. And Powell there for the Knights, able to clear that one out. Ball almost ends up with McCall Jensen's feet. Cora Jewell gets back possession for the Knights on the ball. A lot of contact there with Christina Amin again. Ref elects to play on. And Powell gets possession. Tries to work it up the sideline again.
More contact there.
Looked like the Knights were trying to find an overlapping run there. Unable to do so as it results in a free kick for the Knights. We have number 20, Cyan Smith, taking that. Trying to find someone in the box. Long cross into the middle. Falls to, and just barely the Knights with players in the area. Allie Rigby there, Clarissa Barton as well. Unable to connect on that one. So close though. Dangerous opportunity there. Kayla Wright able to just scoop that one up.
That was a great free kick from from the Knights. Just barely missing.
Looked like they might have not been expecting it to go that far in. Landed just past the PK mark. Might have been a little bit deeper than they actually thought it was going to go. We'll have a throw in for the Knights. Cyan Smith throws the ball left field. Ball getting kicked around a bit results in another throw in for the Knights. A lot of movement from the Knights. Good to see. The Wasps having a tough time defending. Carl Jensen trying to get to the ball there. Ball falls back into the defensive third. Finds Maddie Monson out on the wing, moving up the line. Looking to connect with Allie Rigby there. Cordial heads the ball up to Rigby, who moves into the center. Good opportunity here. The Wasps doing a good job finding that wall. She could have been able to get that out to the side. Would have been really tough to defend. Knights come out with possession, move into the box, trying to find someone in the center. Cross comes in, takes a deflection off of a Wasp defender, and it'll roll out for a corner kick for the Knights.
Hopefully the Knights can finish off of this corner kick right here. First corner kick coming in nice, just barely missing that header.
Looks like I have a substitution. Number 11, Emma Schroeder, coming onto the field. Emma Schroeder with a goal already for the Knights this season.
As we see the Knights lined up in the same formation as they were before.
A couple players coming in, long cross to the back post, looking for Cora Jewell again. A little bit too far, just over her head. Knights still come out with possession. Jewell looking to cross the ball back into the center, does so. Just over the head of Kayla Wright. Allie Rigby not able to connect on that one.
Oh, that's just tough.
Knights not short of opportunities today. Just a tough time finishing. Short throw in for the Wasps. Rigby with quick pressure. Ball's kicked out for Knights throw in. A lot of movement from the Knights. Emma Schroeder opens up downfield. Results in another throw in.
Knights really needing to capitalize off this possession down here.
Looks like the ball comes off McCall Jensen there, and it'll be a goal kick for the Wasps. Kayla Wright trying to find someone downfield despite the sun. Wasps try to get the ball upfield very quickly. Come out with possession there. Ann Powell with a little bit of pressure gets possession back for the Knights. Plays the ball well upfield to Barton. Barton connecting with Schroeder there back into the center. McCall Jensen connecting with Alyssa Winterton. Plays the ball up the sideline. Allie Rigby with a shot on goal, and it goes into the back of the net. A 25-yard shot from Allie Rigby. Dangerous.
That was just an amazing shot from Allie Rigby, just getting it right over the top of Kayla Wright's head.
The leading goal scorer for the Knights stepping up again, just a little bit of space into the center, and just puts it where no one can get to that one. Great job by her there. Her 6th goal of the season. Good to see the Knights finally wearing down Kayla Wright. Really had a pretty active game tonight between the posts for the Wasps. Finally able to get one past her.
We knew coming into this game that Allie Rigby, she was going to be a huge factor here in this game. She pulls through with a long shot too. What an amazing shot.
Yeah, I think the Wasp defense getting a little bit too comfortable with her there. Elects to give her a little bit of space outside the 18. A little bit too much, and she draws the game level. Great pass there. Cora Jewell trying to find a through ball. Just a little bit offside there. See the vision by the Knights, though. Definitely a great job. Knights not letting up the pressure, even though they get a goal there. Long kick from Kayla Wright downfield. Ball rolls out for another Knights throw-in. Thrown up, Tally Rigby on the sideline. Gets around to Wasp defender. A lot of contact there for the ball. Ball's cleared away by the Wasps. Kelsey Horner trying to get past Ann Powell there. Ann Powell comes out with possession. Trying to find McCall Jensen into the center. Ball goes past. You see Barton running from the other side. Might get to it. Unable to do so. Kayla Wright feeling the pressure. Clears the ball well downfield.
Great hustle there by Barton again.
See the work ethic by Barton, really getting up and down the field. You've seen her in the defense. You've seen her obviously in the attack, doing a great job keeping the Wasps honest, almost from the other end of the field, running all the way across. Almost able to get that one. Christina Amin on the ball, the lone goal scorer for Emory and Henry, crosses the ball back into the center. Tries to find a layoff. You see the shot come in. Well over the crossbar there.
Trying to come in with that left-footed shot, just too high over the right side of the goalpost.
Yeah, she's leaning back just a little bit on that one. That causes the lift on the ball. Got to get over the ball on that one if you're to keep that one down. McCall Jensen with the overhead kick downfield, looking for Rigby. That's good hustle there by Rigby to get to that one, even though Jensen probably recognizing she wasn't quite there for that. Getting a lot of hustle from the Knights today. Amin brings the ball downfield yet again. Knights defense able to get on top of that one quickly. Work the ball back upfield. McCall Jensen looking for Cora Jewell there. And Powell bring the Knights out of the defense. A little bit too far of a dribble there and result in the throw in for the Wasps.
As you said, the Knights showing a lot of hustle this game. And I think that's because they weren't very happy with this last loss to Salisbury. They didn't like having to be down on their side of the field too much.
Yeah, definitely a tough loss for them. You can see they've put in the work ethic in the practice the last couple days and making up for it here. It's been into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Another throw in for the Wasps. Long throw into the center. Right to the Knights defense. Long cross into the middle as well. Nobody there for the Wasps. Amin in the area, but not able to come out with that one. A ball played in the air like that to 5-1 Christina Amin, I think, is asking a lot. Knights get the ball all the way downfield to the hands of the other goalkeeper, Kayla Wright. High kick to about midfield. We'll have a substitution. Number 6, Shirley Morales-Yan entering the field.
Shirley being a senior here on the Knights from Orem, Utah.
Maddie Monson coming off for the Knights there. Shirley Morales-Yan, another really good runner for the Knights. Shows a lot of hustle, does a good job getting up and down the line, as we've seen from most of the Knights players today. Whole lot of effort. I think that's really where their goals come from, is just continual pressure and effort up and down the field for the whole time. Morales-Yan with another throw into McCall Jensen. Plays the ball upfield. Allie Rigby comes out with the ball. Alyssa Winterton, excuse me. Trying to find Barton. Have another throw in for the Knights. Thrown in the direction of Winterton. Not able to come out with possession. Kira Tolbert brings the ball up for the Knights. Passes over to Schroeder. Crosses into the middle. Looking for Barton in the center. Rigby and Barton both in the area. Thrown for the Knights, not able to work it too well there. Trying to find another pass into the center. Ball well behind Schroeder there. I think as you continue to see the Wasps get a little bit frustrated, you've seen a few of those passes just come over the top. I think they're trying to just skip the midfield, just get it straight to the strikers. Knights make a great move down the line on a backfield pass from Cora Jewell, trying to play the ball through. Just another pass a little bit too long, right into the arms of Kayla Wright.
Knights trying to put a lot more pressure here in the last 90 seconds of the game, tied at 1-1. Wanting to score before going into half.
Long kick downfield. That is by far her longest drop kick of the game. Morales-Yan trying to find Barton up the sideline, does so. Barton makes a great move down to get into the corner. Looking for another player to lay the ball off to. Trying to find someone in the center.
Barton uses some great footwork going down the field.
Winterton gets off another pass there to Rigby. Lays it back, trying to find someone in the corner. Knights doing a good job, even though they only have a few seconds. Not just taking any shot they have, trying to build up here. Great ball across to Barton. On the 18, tries to move it onto her left foot. Great shot there, pass to Rigby. Oh, right, just able to push that one off. So close for the Knights there, and they'll have a corner kick, possibly to close out the half, 30 seconds remaining. Rigby runs out, trying to take it.
Knights so close right there. Just Clarissa Barton doing a great job.
Ball comes in, looking for Cora Jewell, and finds her, and connects on the corner kick. Cora Jewell scores with 12 seconds left in the first half, and the Knights take a 2-1 lead over the Wasps.
I guess it's just a third time's a charm here on the corner kick. That was an awesome kick right there coming in.
On the hustle, just a brilliant play by the Knights there, doing a wonderful job connecting with Cora Jewell, the obvious target on that one. Plays it near post, so she's able to run onto it rather than try to play it over the top, which was the first problem that she had. Next one went way over the top. Plays it on the near post, she can run onto it. Plays it right in there onto the side net. Well played by Cora Jewell there. Wasps look to just kick the ball downfield and maybe run onto it in the last 10 seconds. We'll run off the clock for the first half.
Knights doing a great job this half, putting pressure on the goalie, as you can see, coming out with 2 goals going into half. That's going to be a great spark for them going in to have their team meeting. Hopefully they can just capitalize even more coming out in the next half.
Absolutely. Coach Cox really with only a few minor things to correct. Obviously with the momentum change there, getting a goal right at the end, you could feel just the pressure was building. They had been attacking relentlessly. Not able to get anything, but within the last 15 seconds, Cora Jewell able to get a brilliant header there. Now Coach Cox really only a couple of things to address. I think even the one goal, not too much of a concern for the Knights. Really kind of a mistake there on one of the defenders' part, but really a great job for the Knights all around.
It was a great job there by Clarissa Barton. Right before the corner kick, they tried to get it in. Allie Rigby trying to just sneak that ball right past the goalie. She pushes it out, getting a great corner kick there with the last 12 seconds.
Brilliant job by the Knights as they take a 2-1 lead into halftime over the Wasps of Emory and Henry. We'll step away from a minute. Join us again in about 14 minutes as we resume for the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the fields here at Southern Virginia University for the second half of this women's soccer matchup between Southern Virginia Knights and the Emory and Henry Wasps. The Knights took a 2-1 lead into halftime. We're joined now, not by Nash Jones, but by Chris Fly for the second half. And Chris, what did you see from the first half from both teams here?
Well, definitely from the SVU Knights, you saw a really good intensity on the ball. And again, like the Knights have done basically throughout this season, they've dominated possession within the first half. Unfortunately, going down 1-0 early in that first half kind of down the spirits here at the fields. But the Knights just responding, coming back 2-1 for the end of the half.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Really, just with the responsive energy. I mean, they came down, they did own the possession, but I think they also really owned the hustle game. You saw a couple of runs from players like the Clarissa Barton and a few others that really they may even not have had a shot for, but it's just the energy that they put forth. The rest of the team responds to it. And so you saw them getting up and down the sidelines. But really, it's just they out-hustled Emory and Henry in the first half.
They really did. The Knights have really gone for every single 50-50 ball in this game. You saw Allie Rigby, every time that there was a through ball gone to her, maybe it was a little too far for her to reach, she'd still be sprinting full speed after that ball, knowing the goalkeeper's probably going to get it. But that definitely shows you the character of this Southern Virginia University Knights team and the hustle they put into each and every game and each and every possession. They do not take plays off here.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, Allie Rigby getting the first goal for the Knights 36 minutes in. Christina Amin, the first goal scorer for Emory and Henry in the 23rd minute, and then Cora Jewell on a corner kick from Cyan Smith, heading the ball into the back of the net with just 13 seconds left in the first half. And that's what brought us into the halftime there. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Knights come out. I think the conversation, taking a 2-1 lead into half, a lot different than a 1-1 draw into halftime.
It really was. There's no better way to go into halftime than scoring a goal in the last 20 seconds. Your coach is happy, your team's ecstatic, so going into the halftime meeting, everyone's really kind of upbeat. And like you said, I'm sure the conversation would have been a lot different if that goal would not have been scored.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see from Coach Cox it was much more jovial conversation. She really didn't have anything to be upset about with the Knights, as they've done a wonderful job with the possession, sticking to their game plan. Defensively, they've done quite well. Really only gotten beat one time. You saw a few shots by Emory and Henry, 5 in the first half to Southern Virginia's 9. So they had almost twice as many shots. Really a pretty good defensive game for them as well as offensively.
And true, they've really, like you said, they've dominated the ball. And that's the reason they're getting so many shots, is that they're working their triangles extremely well as you watch this game. They're passing it and not even taking 1 or 2 touches before finding another Knights teammate and then getting in there for a shot. As you see another shot here.
With an early shot there, long range, not able to come out with it. But within the first 45 seconds, Knights putting pressure again on Kayla Wright.
And Cora Jewell maybe looking for another goal like she did last half coming into the halftime.
Yeah, we did see a few long-range shots from him in the first half as well. I'm sure that will continue to be a trend for him.
And really, you've seen that throughout this Knights season. They really work it in the middle extremely well and then pass it out to maybe their midfielders, looking for that 18-yard shot that maybe might sneak into the top corner of the goal and catch everyone by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the result of Allie Rigby being about, I'd say, just over 20 yards outside the frame, and really just putting a dangerous shot on. Wasn't crazy powerful. As we see, a great move there by Allie Rigby, trying to get the ball up the sideline there to number 20, Cyan Smith. Pass just a little bit too strong, rolls out for a Wasp throw-in.
And really, throughout this game, the name Allie Rigby has popped up so many times. She is such a natural goal scorer. You can almost say that instinct for goal you're kind of born with. It's not really made through practice, but it's really kind of you're born with it. And just Allie Rigby, you just knew that throughout this game she was going to get her own with the way she's hustling through the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. The leading goal scorer for the Knights as well, with 6 goals on the season. Really, definitely the attacking threat the Wasps should have been looking out for. Gave her a little bit too much cushion on one play, and she made them pay for it.
And I'm definitely sure that the Wasps, before this game, called out that number 4 and said, we need to watch this player. We need to mark her extremely well. But as you said, just a little wrinkle in the defense of Emory and Henry and allowed Allie Rigby to get a goal.
As the Wasps caught off sides here by the high line from the Knights. Kira Tolbert on the ball. McCall Jensen looking for a pass down into the sideline.
really good job by McCall Jensen to kind of bring that ball in, control it for a minute to give her team a chance to score.
Looking for Barton down the sideline, who's been another constant threat against the Wasps, maintaining a whole lot of possession for the Knights.
And I think the reason the Knights are getting so many chances is that we saw throughout like the first maybe 10 to 15 minutes of the first half, we were taking it down the sidelines. The Knights were really attacking those wings and really tiring those left and right backs. But then as we saw with the goal, they kind of came more through the middle. They passed it to McCall Jensen, and she would put in a through ball, and then we'd be wide open on goal.
Absolutely.
So the diversity of the attack of the Knights has really opened up their options to get goals here.
Absolutely, and we have seen quite a bit of patient defending as well from the Wasps, which has kind of opened the door for the Knights, as they have quite a few players very good on the ball, whether in the center or out on the sides, not afraid to pull a move or two in order to get the ball in. So we have seen a wide variety of attacks from the Knights, and I think that has resulted in some cautious defending from the Wasps.
It'll be interesting to see throughout this game if that patience of the Wasp defense lasts. If they stay down 2-1 throughout this second half, maybe we might see some kickball from the Wasps, trying to get that ball up to their forwards so maybe they have a chance at goal.
Which could be dangerous, especially the Knights benefiting. Only a couple of corner kicks, only about 3 in the first half, but made the Wasps pay on the last one before halftime. If the Wasps do have to resort to any sort of kickball scenario, Knights definitely very, very dangerous once they get into the attacking third. As they have here, Allie Rigby moving into the box, trying to find someone in the center, looking for a cross. Likes to put it on frame and just not able to get it to her.
And that was a good move by Allie Rigby, bringing it down the sideline. It looks like we have a goalkeeper switch here for Emory and Henry. Let's see if we can figure out. It's number 1, Kayla Wright. In the first half, we had Kieran Liseski. She's number 1, as opposed to Liseski, who's number 01. So there is a goalkeeper switch here for Emory and Henry and coming in the second half.
Yeah, a little bit of clarification there. Kayla Wright playing in the first half. On now for the Wasps, Kieran Liseski in goal. Liseski, I believe, junior from Mooresville, North Carolina. Really, Kayla Wright did a pretty good job coming off, but apparently the Wasps coach not liking what she sees, so electing now to put Liseski in goal. Already with a little bit of action. Good to see the Knights keeping pressure on early. Got to test the goalkeeper. Obviously, the sun not quite as much of an advantage now in the second half. Has gone down behind the tree line, but keeping the pressure on nonetheless. Schroeder with a great turn there, trying to find someone in the box, looking for Barton possibly. Kicks it off a Wash defender, and it'll result in another corner kick for the Knights, their 4th of the game.
And if you're the Wasps, you really have to be cautious with this corner kick, seeing that the last one resulted in a goal against them. So you got to wonder what they're thinking here at this corner kick. Are they nervous, or are they super prepared to mark their man to prevent the goal?
You got to be marking Cora Jewell, the number 1 threat for the Knights here. So if I'm the Wasps, that's who I'm on. Ball comes in about the midfield, trying to find Barton. Unable to do so. Ball comes out to the 18, looking for Alyssa Winterton's shot. Sails well wide, resulting in a goal kick for the Wasps. Short goal kick. Knights expecting a little bit more distance on that one. Ball's played well downfield though. And Powell chasing it down.
Elects to kick it to the sideline as opposed to passing it back to her keeper. That one. Smart move by the Knights there to kind of take the pressure away from their goalkeeper at that time.
And a good job getting back. A lot of times people just wait upfield because you recognize if you do run back, you're just going to have to run right back up. But again, as we mentioned earlier, the hustle from the Knights, I think really has been the difference maker in them getting the lead back.
I think that's completely right. That the hustle from the Knights, especially in that first half and even early into this second half, has just really been just that much above Emory and Henry here, allowing them to get to every ball.
As we see them work the ball up here, results in a throw-in. Morales-Yan with the throw-in. Cora Jewell looking for Barton upfield. Unable to connect. Wasp take a throw in. And the Knights earn back another throw in.
Not sure what went on there to cause the Knights throw in, but we're glad to have it nonetheless.
Knights doing a good job not forcing the ball down into the corner every time, turning, trying to find someone back that they can cross the field. Maybe run a little switch too.
Really good spacing being displayed here by the Knights.
Ooh, number 20, Christina Amin, the goal scorer for Emory and Henry, taking a little fall there.
It can be a little slippery out there, especially with this turf field. If you don't have the right cleats or the right studs in, you really got to be careful with where you step. You can really take a plunge there.
Yeah, as we've seen, the turf monster, no friends out here. Anybody's liable to go down on the field at any moment. McCall Jensen electing to turn, not take the obvious pass. The Wasps get the ball deep into the Knights' attack. Ouellette doing a good job recognizing not a lot of opportunity there for the Wasps. Coming out and just scooping that up, rolls it out to Morales-Yan, who makes a break up the right line.
Good decision making there by goalkeeper Meredith Ouellette to not hesitate and really go get that ball and try to maybe start a counterattack for her team. Ball passed to the outside to Allie Rigby again, sending it down the sideline.
Cyan Smith making a great move down the left sideline. Great move there to get past the defense. Gets across into the center. Nobody there for the Knights. Unfortunate. Gets so deep inside the 6-yard box. Unable to connect. But a great move by Cyan Smith. Getting all the way down to the farthest end line. Trying to find someone in the center. Almost beat most of the Knights players there, it looked like.
She really did. She made a great move down the left wing. Put in a great cross. Just unfortunately, no Knights there to pick up the ball.
Saw a couple of them within the area, but maybe just a little bit too far ahead for him. Hard to time those crosses when you're at such a run like that. Allie Rigby whistled for the handball there. Madison Vaughn on the free kick for the Wasps. Long kick up the sideline, trying to find Vereen again. Very long range shot there by Kelsey Horner. Ends up in Ouellette's hands. Finds Barton down the sideline. Plays it into Alyssa Winterton. Jewell with the pass to Rigby looking upfield. Great backheel pass there to Schroeder. Schroeder trying to play it into the middle, possibly out to the side there. Morales-Yan whistled for the handball. Madison Vaughn on another free kick for the Wasps. The Knights almost immediately regained the possession. Upfield pass to Schroeder, looking for Jensen. Unable to connect, but Cora Jewell in the area fighting for the ball. We see a lot of contact. Jewell ends up on the ground. It will be a Wasps free kick. Jewell getting into a little bit of battle there with Skylar Wall, number 11. Free kick taken, almost given directly to the Knights. Barton makes another run up the sideline, as we saw the entire first half. It's pretty much spent with her moving up the sideline in just that same way. Winterton tries to cross the ball out to Cyan Smith. Slides in. Unable to kick it off the Wasp defender there. Cyan Smith first to get contact after the throw-in. Morales-Yan with a good stop there. Ends up at the feet of Rigby.
Dangerous feet right there. And number 4.
Not able to connect with Jensen. Jensen regains possession for the Knights, trying to find Rigby into the center. Unable to do so, and it'll end up in the hands of Leseski yet again. Saw a little bit of miscommunication there between Jensen and Rigby. I think they're both looking for the other person to make that run through. Almost able to connect, but pass it just a little bit too far in the first touch. Not quite where Rigby would have wanted that. Ends up in the hands of Leseski.
It was a great job to intercept the ball there at the top of the 18. And a good idea to make the through ball. Just unfortunately, too many Wasps there. Too crowded to get that ball through.
Yeah, I think recognizing from the first half performance of Allie Rigby, she is definitely a threat. Cannot allow her to have any space in the center. Electing to shut it down by putting about 3 or 4 players in there. Can make it very difficult to get through. So I think if the Knights maybe can work those sidelines, as we've seen Barton move up the sideline, or even Cyan Smith make a run up the sideline, have had some dangerous opportunity opening up the Wasp defense. Wasps try to cross it into the center, looking for someone. Nobody there for him. Schroeder comes out with the ball.
The Knights doing an extremely good job at possessing the ball here. As we've seen in the past 5 minutes, we've hardly seen the ball on the Knights side of the field. I spoke a little too soon there as the ball was kicked up by the Wasps, looking for maybe a run on goal, but taken back by the Knights here in midfield.
Jewell on the ball, looking for Jensen yet again in the middle of the field. Pass just a little bit too strong. Wasps come out with the ball, but is kicked out pretty aggressively, and we see Cyan Smith really in a battle for the ball. Crosses back over to Jewell. Looking for Barton down into the corner. Moves into the center, trying to find Jensen. Ball's played out by the Wasps. You can see they really don't want that ball in the center of the field. Anytime it gets in there, they close down with about 3 or 4 defenders. Knights maybe looking to build something out the sideline here, and they do. Schroeder finds Barton out on the sideline. Wasps come away with possession, clear the ball right back into the Knights' defense. Knights maintain possession yet again and work the ball back upfield.
A little bit of miscommunication there between the Knights' offense. Maybe looking for the square to Allie Rigby to take it down the sideline. Unfortunately, she was a little too far ahead for that ball.
So we see number 22, Taylor Mercer, re-enter the game. Number 16, Michaela Carter for the Wasps come onto the field. Taylor Mercer, another very, very good attacking threat for the Knights.
Definitely look for her to stamp her mark on this game through her play and through her dominance on the ball, and maybe through her scoring. Maybe we'll see a 3-1 lead here for the SVU Knights.
Absolutely. Mercer with the winning goal against Randolph in the overtime. Not afraid to get a goal. About the same as Allie Rigby's in the game today. Really just about a 20-yard shot played over the goalkeeper, just well placed. So Mercer as well as Rigby, both attacking threats, even from well beyond the box.
To bring it back to that game versus Randolph last week, that really was a beautiful goal at the end of the game in that first overtime period to grab the golden goal win for the Knights. She turned, it was there, took that shot, and much like Allie Rigby did today in the first half, saw what was open, took it, and it happened to go in the back of the net.
Absolutely, and with that, it should be noted, the Knights typically playing some of their best soccer within the last 10 minutes of the game. Didn't even score until about 7 minutes left in that game, and then getting their second goal of the game within 9 minutes of the first overtime. So it should be mentioned, Knights really a solid closing team, as we saw in the first minutes, or the last moments of the first half. Great cross in there by the Wasps, trying to connect. Like Christina Amin yet again making another dangerous run in, trying to connect into the center. Unable to do so. Number 25, Kelsey Horner in there.
Good cross, but scooped up by Southern Virginia University goalkeeper Meredith Ouellette there. She really has done an extremely good job of this game of collecting whatever comes to her box, and then a hard foul there about the 40-yard line here at the Fields in Buena Vista, Virginia.
Morales-Yan looked like she may have taken a cleat there from Taylor Viscondi.
Referee having a little talk with the Wasps player here. And it looks like it will be a Knights kick.
It looked like she may have gone in with her cleats up there just a little bit. No card shown, but that can be a very dangerous play as both players running in hard for the ball like that. See a lot of contact there with Barton as well.
Another foul there at the opposite 40 here at the Fields. Maybe seeing the Wasps getting maybe a little aggravated here towards this game.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of frustration, as really they haven't had too much of the ball in the second half. A couple of passes here and there, able to clear the ball away a few times. But as far as overall possession, really largely unable to do so. The Knights' midfield and defense particularly doing a good job keeping them off the ball and connecting anything too dangerous.
And that definitely can be frustrating as a soccer player when you watch the other team just dominate the possession of the ball. And you really want to score as a team, especially when you're down one, but you can't score without the ball. Obviously, we saw there. And not exactly sure what happened, but it looks like it will be a corner kick for the Knights here.
Looks like he's trying to shield the ball in for the goalie, Leseski there, but McCall Jensen putting a lot of pressure on. Kind of had to make a decision. The Wasps elect to just kick it out for a corner, which, as we've seen so far, dangerous for the Knights. Cora Jewell already putting her hand up, looking for the ball. Knights like to play it short. Cyan Smith crosses it back in, high in the air, trying to find Jewell again. Very high kick there, trying to cross it back into the center. Unable to do so, and it rolls out the back line. We'll have a goal kick for the Wasps.
Interesting play there by the Knights to take that corner kick more at the top of the 18 and looking for that shot, obviously there, but you got to ask, why would you attempt that when earlier in the game you had such success with your corners?
Really, that has been the two strong suits for the Knights, either at the D at the top of the box or trying to find just the head of Cora Jewell or another Knight, but trying to rely on both strong suits there, I think. Maybe could have gone with one or the other. Wasp cleared the ball well downfield.
Nevertheless, they're on that corner kick, definitely getting the Wasps a little nervous there with the ball so close to their net. They definitely don't want to concede another one here to go down 3-1.
That really would be a heartbreaker for them with only 25 minutes left in this game. Be incredibly tough as we see another substitution for the Knights. Cora Jewell steps off for a little bit, and we'll have number 24, Kylie Auger, enter the game. Couple of substitutions for the Wasps as well. Probably trying to change up a little bit of their attack. Not really too much success so far. I think both teams recognizing the game not particularly favoring the Wasps at this point. I'm sure they're trying to bring on a little bit of fresh legs, a little bit more of an attacking threat, as largely they have been pretty much snuffed out by much of the Knights' defense. As they continue to maintain the possession here, looking for Ali Rigby in the corner, almost able to connect.
Would have been a dangerous ball there over the top of the backs, but well picked out of the air by the Wasps defense, but stolen back here by the Knights. Good through ball in, but easily picked up by the goalkeeper.
And see the hustle of the Knights continuing here in the second half. Fatigue not an issue as we see Ali Rigby making a run, Clarissa Barton making a run down either sideline. And as we mentioned earlier, the Knights dangerous in the center as well, really doing a good job up both lines. So you see Rigby in the center of the field here looking for another pass.
Knights really showing off their second wind here in this game with the same intensity they had in the first. Because a lot of times in soccer you'll see people shoot those runs and it'll be too far and you'll just kind of slow down and wait it out, wait for the goalkeeper to get it. Not for this Knights team here today. They're running to every single ball.
And it's paid off for them, really. It's been the hustle plays that I think continually just broke down the Wasp defense and eventually gave them a corner kick and a goal within the last 12 seconds of the first half. So we have another substitution for the Knights. Looks like number 16, Airdrie Palmer, a sophomore from Highland, Utah. Rigby and Auger unable to connect on that one.
And with this fire lit underneath the Knights team here, you have to think that every sub that's coming in wants to make an impact on this game. They want to stamp their name thoroughly on this game to get this win.
Absolutely. It is very difficult as well as a substitution to step onto the field and try to match the intensity. So we see Ali Rigby come out with a great deflection there. Almost tried to clear, but just a few minutes ago trying to find someone in the center. Likes to try to cut back. Does so, and it'll result in a corner kick for the Knights.
And that is a great move by Cyan Smith there to get that ball on her feet, bring it down the sideline, and then look for someone in the middle. Unfortunately, when she kicked it, the Wasps defender jumped in front of it, but it is up for a corner.
Yeah, smart move, though. Learning from the first time she tried to cross it in. Nobody there, so she likes to slow down. Nobody there, so, again, just kicks it off the shins of the Wasp defender and result in a more dangerous opportunity in a corner kick for the Knights.
We've seen that consistently throughout this first half, especially with this Wasps defense kind of focusing on Allie Rigby. Cyan Smith has been able to get great runs down the sideline.
Taylor Mercer with the cross in. A couple of Knights players in the area, but the Wasps stack the box pretty heavily. We see another cross come in, looking for the back post. Just a little bit too long, sails out for a goal kick. I think the Wasps learning from the first opportunity there. A couple of corner kicks for the Knights, really, and electing to not allow any opportunity, putting about 6 or 7 players within the 6-yard box there.
Low driving kick by the Wasps goalkeeper there. No one really has control at this moment, but the Knights gain possession in the Wasps half of the field. Cyan Smith running away from her side of the field to grab that ball. Again, displaying her hustle she's shown throughout this game.
Yeah, Cyan Smith, I think another standout player for the Knights. Really statistically hard to counter for, hard to see on the stat sheet exactly how beneficial she is for the Knights, as she does such a good job in building those attacks and getting up and down the sideline, maintaining possession for the Knights.
And though the numbers do not show it, she's definitely a catalyst for this team, allowing her teammates to get good runs and allow them to get goals as well.
See the Wasps trying to work the ball back upfield here. Jensen able to stop that one, and now the Wasps electing to just clear the ball downfield. And Powell trying to let it roll out. It's very, very close on the sideline. It finally does roll out for a Knights throw-in. Smart play there by Powell.
I have a feeling we might see that a little bit more throughout this game by the Wasps, just when they get it to their feet, kind of clearing the lines, getting everyone set back up, ready for the next attack.
Yeah, really, their only target upfield has been number 20, Christina Amin. You see you're looking for it there. Allie Rigby makes another dangerous run down the left side. Call Jensen in the center. Rigby putting the moves on and crosses the ball in, looking on the far post, unable to connect.
Great move by Allie Rigby there, cutting it back to her outside to get it, and she's here in the middle.
Falls to Rigby again, takes a shot, takes a couple of deflections. Looks like it'll roll out for a Knights corner yet again, but another dangerous opportunity. Allie Rigby yet again in the center with the ball, getting a shot on goal.
Definitely making this Wasps team nervous here is Allie Rigby. Every time she has the ball at her feet, she seems to do something beneficial for her team. No missed touches or missed kicks from Allie Rigby during this game. Just a great overall performance by number 4.
Mercer on the ball again for the corner. Lofts it in, coming into the middle. Falls in the box for the Knights. Wasps electing to just continue to clear it out. Knights continue to mount the pressure.
That is the 3rd or 4th corner for the Knights during this half. So considering the fact that the Wasps have only conceded 1 goal on the corners, I think they've learned throughout this half to better mark their player here and to kind of hold the Knights or stalemate them there on the corner kicks and then aerial threats.
Absolutely, as we have a substitution for the Wasps. Number 19, Ashley Love, a sophomore from Zirconia, North Carolina, enters the game.
Putting in another forward here, the Emory and Henry women's soccer team. Definitely looking for that goal late here in this second half, and a nice move up the field by the Wasps to get past, but just swept up there by the Knights defense.
Christina Amin showing some speed there, getting around one of the Knights defenders. Really the sole attacking threat for Emory and Henry today. Trying to find it yet again. Looking for a back heel pass there.
Rigby to Jensen, and then Jensen with a great back heel. Rigby's in on the run here. See if she can make something of it. Turns it in. Good shot, but unfortunately directly at the goalkeeper there. Brilliant opportunity for the Knights to grab a 3rd goal here, to go up.
Looked like she was trying to find that near post, just unable to do so. Leseski coming off her line, leaving a little bit of space. I think Rigby trying to find it. Unfortunately, just puts it right into her there, and not able to come up with a goal. Would have been so helpful to take a 3-1 lead for the Knights.
It really would have been. It would have been demoralizing for this Wasps team to concede yet a 3rd goal, putting them even further behind this game.
Absolutely, especially with only 17 minutes remaining. It would have been very difficult for them to get 2 more goals to try to draw the game level. We have number 8, Cora Jewell, re-enter the game.
Coming back in here for the second half. Definitely looking for another goal.
As is the entire Knights team. We've seen quite a few of them making brilliant runs. Allie Rigby, premier among them with her last attack there. So close, able to get around the defense of the Wasp and try to find something.
Mistouched here by the Wasps and surrendered to the Knights. Knights right wing there, bringing it back to the middle. couldn't bring it down there in top of the 18 for the Knights. But picked off again by Cyan Smith on the left flank, looking to go past her defender toward the left flank, but unfortunately kicked out of bounds, giving the Knights a throw-in. Quick throw-in there to Allie Rigby. Foul called against the Knights. Free kick for the Wasps here.
Looks like Allie Rigby having a little bit of contact there with number 21, Haley Banks. A little bit of tripping from behind. Probably not too intentional on that one, but sometimes when you're trying to cross over, the heels can click together, and ref giving a free kick to the Wasps there, who kick the ball upfield and give the Knights a throw-in about midfield. Cyan Smith, another throw in there, looking for Taylor Mercer up the line. And Cole Jensen fighting there with number 12, Madison Vaughn. Gives the Knights another throw-in. Mercer tries to head into the middle.
Out again for yet another Knights throw-in. The Knights really marching down the field here with the throw-ins down the left flank.
Yeah, and I think Taylor Mercer a little bit too quick on that one, trying to just take it as fast as possible, results in an improper throw-in.
That's unfortunate for the Knights. As we see a substitution here for Emory and Henry. Number 15, Taylor Viscondi, a freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia, in for the Wasps here.
Looks like the Wasps really trying to find anyone that can give them a spark here, putting on a couple of midfielders, a couple of forwards. So far, largely unsuccessful as the Knights continue to dominate the possession and the hustle throughout the field. Wasps giving a lot of space to the Knights midfielders and attackers, allowing them to just find the pass that they want. Jensen able to get back possession for the Knights, takes a shot on goal right into the hands of Leseski, but what a turn and shot.
And most of the time, what you see Jensen do is she'll get that ball on top of the 18, fight off defenders, and look for a pass. This time, maybe looking for a little more glory, trying to get herself a goal. She saw Allie Rigby do it in the first half, and she said, hey, it's my turn.
Really not that much different of a shot. Doing a pretty good job. She does play very well with her back to goal, traditionally trying to find another player in the vicinity. That time, the Wasp defense giving her a little bit of a cushion. She takes a quick turn and just lets one fly.
In for the Knights here, substitution number 10, Clarissa Barton, a midfielder, definitely looking to get her name into this game.
Has done a pretty good job up the sideline as well. Her and Allie Rigby trying to connect, getting so close in the first half. Quite a few opportunities. Mercer re-earns possession for the Knights. Still fighting for the ball.
Foul called against the Knights. Wasps free kick at about the 20-yard line here at the field at Southern Virginia University.
Could be a dangerous opportunity if you can just loft this one in. Try to find someone's head. You see a couple players making that run towards the back post.
Really one of the first attacks here for Emory and Henry in this first half. They had a few earlier, but this is the most significant one we've seen in the past 20 minutes. See if they can make something of it.
Ball comes in well over the top.
High kick in and just picked up by Meredith Ouellette there. Great job of SVU Knights defending that.
Absolutely shielding off the players, not allowing them into the box. You see the Knights players the first to the ball. Even though it did hit the ground, you see Ouellette able to just come out and pick that up. So you see a run up the sideline from the Wasps. Madison Vaughn making a run deep into the corner, tries to cross it in. Unable to do so, and the Knights will get a goal kick.
Just want to point something out here. Cyan Smith there going back to defend on the play. We've seen her so much throughout the second half be on the attacking side of things, but there she was defending. Just how much energy does Cyan Smith have to continue this second half going up and down the field, always with a nose for the ball? As you see the pass out to her now.
Absolutely been all over the field for the Knights, really in the attack, in the defense, up the sidelines, in the middle. Just cannot be overstated. The amount of hustle from the Knights, the amount of energy, even when they were down, to allow them to maintain this 2-1 lead now, though.
Really showcasing her overall soccer prowess to defend, attack, and assist.
Absolutely. As we see number 7, Kayla Fairbanks, just entered the game on a substitution.
See if the Knights can clear this ball out of their half of the field. It's been there for a while now, more than we've seen throughout this game.
Wasps trying to find a long cross into the center. Cyan Smith doing a good job turning with the ball, not allowing it to just clear it out back into the center, but trying to play it out to the sideline.
Good communication by the Knights defense to let Cyan Smith know that there was someone coming on her back, because I'm afraid if she did not hear that, the Emory and Henry player might have picked off the ball and been in for a goal. As you see, a foul called against the Wasps via Knights free kick at about the 30-yard line. Fouls have been no stranger throughout the series of this game, as we've seen multiple stoppages.
Again, the Knights looking for that through ball down into the corner.
The Knights in the past minute have strayed away a little bit from their triangle passing, more looking for the easy shot down the sideline. As we see a substitution here for the Knights, number 11, Emma Schroeder, in for the Knights here.
Coming on for Allie Rigby, an interesting substitution.
Very interesting seeing that Allie Rigby has really kind of dominated this game just with her feet.
Absolutely, Coach Cox. Maybe seeing a little bit of fatigue, trying to keep her fresh. Emma Schroeder as well, a good attacking threat for the Knights, but also different defensive presence. Maybe trying to run out the last 10 minutes of this game.
I would not be surprised to see Allie Rigby make another appearance in this game, maybe later throughout the dwindling minutes here at Buena Vista, Virginia.
Knights move into the center of the box. Find someone at the top of the arch. Emma Schroeder, the substitute on.
That signature pass out to the top of the 18, the Knights do so well, and then leading to a shot, unfortunately, right at the goalkeeper there and falling into her arms.
Emma Schroeder, they're doing a great job stepping in for Allie Rigby and already being that attacking threat within her first 60 seconds of field time.
Instant impact from the Knights substitutions here. And that was dangerous by the Wasps. When you have your goalkeeper coming out to get the ball and your own defender coming at you at the same time, it can be extremely difficult and dangerous to get that ball. A miscommunication, a mistouch could lead to an easy open net for the opposing offense. So I would say lucky escape there by the Wasps to get out of that alive.
Yeah, Leseski well off her line there, about 20, 25 yards out. Knights doing a good job bringing the pressure back in. Schroeder on the ball, trying to find a pass into the corner, unable to do so. Be a Wasp throw in. Emory and Henry definitely trying to move the ball downfield, but so far unable to really connect some of the passes. They're definitely trying to just play it over the top and hope that one of their very fast strikers can run onto it. Knights on the other end not slowing down play at all. A lot of teams we see as we enter the last 10 minutes, a lot of time come off the clock for something like a throw-in, but the Knights really taking it pretty quick there.
Knights definitely looking for that third goal to kind of brace their lead here towards the end of the second half.
Doing a good job keeping it in their attacking third, really making it difficult for Emory and Henry to build any sort of attack. You can't give up any goal when the ball's in their half.
Someone once said the best defense is great offense, and that has been kind of the Knights' motto throughout this game. Just don't let the ball into your half, and the other team can't score. Great move there by Cyan Smith down the left flank to beat her defender there, and turning and looking in the middle of the field. Another great move by the Knights.
See the energy by the Knights just constant. Even as we enter the last 8 minutes of the game, players just running all over the field, continuing their dominance.
And the confidence it takes to attempt those moves in a game. And because if you mess up and the other team steals the ball, they're in the middle of the field, there's no one around for about 20 yards. So the confidence for the Knights to be able to pull those off and to actually complete them is just fantastic to watch. Great soccer here by the Knights.
Absolutely, especially in that defensive position. As you mentioned, really, Cyan Smith, if that plays are not working, you basically have a 40-yard shot into goal. But recognizing very good on the ball and definitely made it work, able to get back into the center and find another player. Ball thrown to Cyan Smith yet again. Wasps really just trying to bounce the ball into the attack as much as possible.
Throughout the last few minutes here, you really haven't seen a Wasp ball come in on the ground They've all been really high, arcing, looking to maybe catch that back line sleeping for a goal. And here comes another long swooping ball from the Wasps midfield. Unfortunately, no one there for the Wasps. Fortunately for the Knights, gain possession here in their own defensive end, looking to make something of it.
And with the nice possession game really working so well for them, I think it'd be incredibly difficult for the Wasps to come away with anything. Even though I'd say they have moved the pressure a little bit up the field, the Knights continuing to really play their own style. See them really turn, go to goal.
This is where we see the Knights thrive here on the counterattack. So much pace in this SVU Knights team. So much pace to be able to go down the lines. Good cross in, out for another corner, I believe, for the Knights. And if you're the Knights here, you're definitely looking to score. You want to take your time on the corner, waste as much time on the clock as you can, and then bury that ball in the back of the net for that brace goal, go up 3-1 against Emory and Henry.
I think even though we're thinking that, Taylor Mercer thinking, let's get this third goal. She's bringing that ball out as quickly as possible. Plays the ball short.
That's the second time we've seen that play by the Knights. A quick corner up to the top of the 18 to Cyan Smith. Maybe it's a shot they're looking for, or maybe a different angle on the cross to be able to catch someone out.
As we see McCall Jensen and Allie Rigby both re-enter the game here.
A dynamic duo for the Knights today. They've been all over the field. Every ball throughout the middle has come through McCall Jensen and or Allie Rigby here.
Really, almost every Knight player that has entered the field has come into play as a highlight. Really, almost every player doing their job just brilliantly today, and I think that's what's given the Knights the 2-1 lead here. Barton making a run up the sideline, trying to cut back into the center, able to do so, puts a shot to the back post, tries to find Rigby in the center, who's cutting in just barely ahead of her. Had she been able to get to that, that is almost certainly in the back of the net.
Well, these Knights are definitely looking for the goal here. I'm not exactly sure what Coach Cox said at halftime, but this Knights team has come out with a fire here in the second half. Nothing wanting to slow them down.
Whatever it was, keep that halftime speech in the back pocket because it has really fueled them up here. You see, conversely, the Wasps, I think, really a little bit of frustration from them. You can see just not executing. Jensen, on the other hand, executing brilliantly, able to find a pass in the center.
McCall Jensen doing what she does best, getting that ball, keeping the defender on her back, and finding her Knights teammates through a turn and then pass.
Jewel with the drop to Schroeder, finds Jensen in the center yet again.
Finding her player, a little short of a pass there, a little shove by the Wasps there. Unseen by the referee, but definitely noticeable by the Knights there. Fortunate offsides call there for the Knights as the Wasp forward was in there looking for a shot on goal.
Yeah, that's number 25, Kelsey Horner, in well behind Ann Powell. Very quick. Looked like she might have been able to catch her regardless, but you can see the Wasps really trying to get a desperation goal here. They really need to be able to draw it level as only 3 minutes remain in the game, but so far unable to do so.
Quick kick in by the Knights.
Play the ball up to Barton into the corner. Done a good job maintaining possession.
To Smith. Good ball in. Great movement by the Knights there. Great through ball. Just swept up by the Wasps goalkeeper there.
So we enter the last 3 minutes of the game. I'm sure we'll see the Knights taking time off the clock for anything they can. And the Wasps, on the other hand, trying to get the ball up as quickly as possible. Barton with a great move into the center, but was in an offside position on the prior pass. I'm sure we'll see a long kick downfield by the Wasps here. So Duke can try to continue to just flick it forward. Knights usually on the other end of those flicks, though, really out-hustling the Wasps and just coming away with most of the possession here. Long ball into the corner looking for Amin. Cyan Smith doing a brilliant job of turning, opening up the field, finding Barton down the sideline. Barton able to just make her way up the sideline. Trying to bring it back into the center, slows down the play.
No Wasp defender there coming to contest her there, mainly running parallel beside her down the field. Interesting strategy.
Cyan Smith really with her first instance of the game, unable to move the ball into the center. steps on the ball directly instead, and unfortunately will result in the throw-in. But really, her first real mess up of the game, I'd say. Aside from that, she's been pretty brilliant.
She has been more than brilliant. She's been exceptional this game of doing what she wants with that ball, putting it where she wants, and really keeping the offense of the Wasps at bay, as well as creating some of her own offense out there. As you see her about to take this throw-in for the Knights.
Looks like we'll have a substitution for the Wasps as we enter the last 90 seconds of the game. I'm sure hoping for any sort of desperation that they can get here.
The Knights not easing up at all, looking for that third goal. They want it really bad here to the end of this game.
Wasps trying to quickly take the ball and play it downfield.
Knights doing what they've done so well throughout this game, intercepting all of the passes of the Wasps and turn it to their own players.
See quite a few Knights in the area, keeping the pressure on.
There's that hustle showcased again. And with less than a minute in this game, there has been no sign of wear on this Knights team. Just excellent conditioning by coach in practice. I don't know what they've taken. Maybe they just ate their Wheaties this morning. They just have the energy to do whatever they want.
Breakfast of champions, Wheaties, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely true. They have absolutely out-hustled the Wasps of Emory and Henry as they continue to maintain possession. Jensen with her back to the goal continues to find passes. Knights looking for that sideline, doing a good job, not letting up for the last 30 seconds, not allowing the Wasps to get anywhere near the goal. Barton makes a run down the sideline. Able to get to it, keep it in bounds, just barely rolls over the line. We'll have a goal kick for the Wasps, trying to get something. 15 seconds left in the game, really just trying to get it upfield and get anything they can.
These Knights can get even a toe on it. This game will be wrapped up and in the books for the Knights for a 2-1 win over the Emory and Henry Wasps here.
And we see a shot there at the end. Cyan Smith, maybe a little frustration not getting the goal she worked so hard for all game. But as we saw from all of the Knights on the field, just the work ethic continuing the full 90 minutes, able to come out with a 2-1 win here against the Wasps of Emory and Henry, but really just earning it with heart and soul.
Just an overall great team win for the Knights here. It'd be impossible to choose an MVP. I would say the entire Knights team here deserves the MVP because they all played exceptionally, all doing their jobs and all hustling to the ball at all times. Just a great team win here for the Knights.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. If I were to pick one person, it would be every time the 11 were on the field for the Knights, they just worked as a unit. The sportsmanship was incredible. The team passing, the building, the running, the positioning, the formation, just absolutely everyone on the field working together, really just earning it today. We have seen quite a few moments of brilliance from them, but honestly, just the unity of the team coming together, which is so impressive. So they're about halfway through the season. This 2-1 win over Emory and Henry will be their last home game. Saturday, this 30th, they're playing at Penn State Harrisburg, but then they'll have the next 3 home games. Potomac State College at 4 p.m. on Monday, October 2nd, and then Christopher Newport as they're back into conference play, 5 p.m. That'll be a tough match for them, and then the Wesley on Saturday the 7th as well.
Like you said, a few tough matches headed up, but I believe if the SVU Knights can play the way they did tonight with that unity and that teamwork and that just will to get that ball, I feel like they could be a problem for other teams coming in the future.
Absolutely, as they were so close against Salisbury in their first conference game, not able to come away with a win here, but able to come away with a 2-1 win over Emory and Henry, move to 3-5-1 on the season.
And if you're Coach Cox here, the day you watch this film, you want to keep this film with you at all times and say, hey, guys, we need to play like this. We need to play with this same hustle, this same teamwork like we've said before. And they can get the win if they play like this, easy.
Absolutely. That'll do it for us here at the Fields with your Southern Virginia Knights coming away with a 2-1 win over the Wasps of Emory and Henry. Join us again on Monday, October 2nd, as the Knights take on Potomac State College. For myself and the rest of the broadcasting crew here tonight, thanks for watching. And as always, go Knights.